The desert scrapyard was silent when Ethan Cole heard it. A thin, metallic cry, almost like a machine begging for life. He froze in the doorway of his old workshop, listening again. The night wind blew dust across the sand, rattling broken engines and metal sheets. But the sound came again. Soft, scared, and painful. Ethan grabbed his flashlight and walked toward the far end of the yard, where crashed ships and strange parts from old alien wars were piled like mountains. He lived alone, fixing whatever people brought him, robots, tractors, broken hoverbikes. But he had never heard a sound like this. The cry grew louder as he stepped closer to a half-buried escape pod. It looked alien, silver, cracked and smoking. Ethan touched the hot metal and felt it shake, as if something inside was still alive. He whispered, "Hello? Anyone in there?" No answer, only a weak scratching sound. Ethan took a deep breath, pulled his toolkit over, and forced the hatch open with a grinding tear of metal. What he saw inside made his heart stop. Small alien girl, maybe 16, lay on the floor of the pod. She had faint glowing lines on her skin, short silver hair, and big bright blue eyes filled with fear. She was shaking hard, her breathing fast and broken. But the thing Ethan noticed first. She had no legs, only damaged stumps, covered with bandages stained dark blue. The girl saw the human and panicked, pulling herself back with her hands. "No!" She cried in a weak, alien voice. "Don't touch me. Humans sell us. Humans hurt us." Ethan put his hands up. Hey, I won't hurt you. I swear. I just want to help." She stared at him with wide, terrified eyes. No one had ever looked at Ethan like that, not even the scared customers who brought in dangerous alien tech. This girl wasn't just afraid. She believed she was going to die. My legs," she whispered, looking down. "They took them. They threw me away." Ethan's throat tightened. Whoever hurt her did not just want her dead. They wanted her forgotten. "What's your name?" he asked gently. She hesitated. "Lyra." "Okay, Lyra," he said softly. "I'm Ethan. I fix things. And I think I can fix this too." Lyra blinked, confused. "Fix what?" "Your legs." Lyra stared at him as if he had spoken madness. "Humans cannot fix royal limbs. You don't even have the tech." "Maybe," Ethan said, smiling a little, "but I'm pretty good with broken stuff." Lyra shook her head. If they find me with a human, they will kill you." "Let them try," Ethan said without fear. "Come on, let's get you out." He lifted her carefully into his arms. She was light, too light, like she had not eaten for days. Her heartbeat was fast, scared. But she didn't fight him. She only whispered, "Why are you helping me?" Ethan didn't have a long answer. He didn't know her story. He didn't know who cut off her legs. He didn't know what danger would come next. He only knew she was hurt. "Because you need help," he said simply. He carried her through the dusty scrapyard toward his workshop. The moonlight made the alien's skin glow softly. Lyra kept looking around as if someone was watching them. Inside the workshop, Ethan placed her on the clean table, pushing away old robot parts. The warmth hit her face and she relaxed slightly. "Are you in pain?" he asked. She nodded once. Eyes wet. Ethan opened his metal cabinet and took out a small robot he had built years ago, a broken service bot with thin metal legs. He held one of the legs in his hand and checked the joints. Lyra watched him nervously. What are you doing?" Ethan smiled softly. "Starting." Lyra didn't understand. "Starting what?" "Your new legs." She gasped. "That's impossible." "Maybe," he said, "but impossible things happen when someone tries." Lyra didn't answer. Her breathing slowed. Her eyes softened. For the first time she didn't look scared, just tired and hopeful. But outside the workshop windows, Something dark moved in the sky. A silent, glowing eye scanned the desert. A small alien drone searching the area. Searching for her. Lyra suddenly tensed. Ethan, they're here. He turned sharply toward the window. The drone hovered just above the yard gate. He whispered, "Who is looking for you?" Lyra's voice trembled. "Someone powerful. Someone who does not forgive." Ethan grabbed a welding rod like a weapon, whatever was coming. Whatever nightmare she escaped from. He was not letting them take her. And somewhere above the clouds, far in the atmosphere, a distant mothership received a single signal. Ethan did not sleep that night. Lyra lay on the workshop table, breathing slowly, while he worked under the warm yellow lamp. Sparks flashed every few minutes as he cut, shaped, and joined metal parts. The desert wind pushed against the old walls, and the glowing drone outside kept moving like a silent predator hunting its prey. Lyra's eyes kept opening and closing. She watched Ethan work with tools she did not recognize. Human technology looked simple to her. Too simple. On her planet, everything was grown, not built. Everything was made of living metal and energy. And yet this human, with rough hands and tired eyes, was cutting, welding, testing, and creating something just for her. She whispered, "You don't know who is searching for me." Ethan didn't look up. "I don't need to know. You need help. That's enough. You will die if they find you with me," she warned softly. He tightened a bolt with calm confidence. "Not if I fix you before they arrive." Lyra blinked. Her heart felt strange. No one had ever spoken to her like that. No fear, no hesitation, no disgust. He just kept working. The first test when the sun rose, Ethan finally stepped back. "Okay," he said. "Let's try something." He brought forward 2 metal frames, prototypes built from service bot legs, mixed with alien scrap he salvaged from the crashed pod. Lyra stared. "You made these overnight?" Ethan shrugged. "I told you I fix things." Her hands trembled as he gently attached the metal limbs to the sockets on her thighs. They clicked in place with a soft lock. Lyra sucked in a breath, expecting pain. But instead, she felt nothing. "Just wait. Try moving," Ethan said. Lyra swallowed. She pushed her hands on the table, lifting herself slowly. The legs moved, shaky at first, but they moved. Lyra gasped, almost falling, but Ethan caught her with both hands. "It's okay," he said. "I've got you." She tried again. Her feet touched the ground, metal feet, but still feet. A feeling she had lost long ago. She stood for the first time since her childhood. Her voice cracked. "Ethan, I'm standing." He stepped back, giving her space. "Take a step." Lyra looked down at her new legs. They were not beautiful, rough metal, screws, wires, plates, but to her they were more precious than royal gems. She took 1 step. Then another. Then another. Tears dropped down her cheeks. "I thought I would never walk again," she whispered. Ethan smiled. "I didn't build something perfect. Just something good enough to keep you alive." Lyra shook her head. "No, you gave me more than that." But their moment did not last long. The detector SBA key outside, the drone suddenly beeped, flashing red. It had sensed something, an energy spike from Lyra's biological core reactivating. The signal flew up into the sky like a burning flare. Ethan noticed the light outside and frowned. "That thing again." Lyra's face went pale. No. Ethan, they found me. They know I'm alive again. They know I'm walking. Who?" Ethan asked sharply. Lyra's voice trembled. "The Royal Fleet." He raised an eyebrow. "Royal? As in kings and queens?" Lyra nodded. "My people destroy any child born weak. They destroy anyone who tries to help us. They don't forgive. And you escaped?" "I was thrown away," she whispered. Left to die. Ethan clenched his fists. Not anymore. A promise. Emma de Lyra's legs shook. Not from weakness, from fear. Ethan, she whispered, if they land on this planet, they will burn everything. They will take me. They will kill you. Ethan walked to her and placed his hand on her shoulder. Lyra, listen to me. She looked up, eyes wet. I don't care what king or queen is coming. I don't care how strong they are. I'm not letting anyone take you. Lyra could feel his heartbeat through his hand, steady, brave. Completely human. You can't fight my people, she said. Then I'll find another way, he replied. But I won't abandon you. Lyra felt something break in her chest, not fear, but something warmer. Something she had never felt before. She whispered, Why? Why are you doing this for me? I am not your kind. I am nothing to your world. You're someone who needs help, Ethan said simply. And that's enough for me. The sky opens. A thunderous roar echoed across the desert. Lyra turned sharply to the window. A burning crack appeared in the clouds. Blue light tore open the sky. Ethan stared, stunned. What is that? Lyra whispered with shaking lips. The royal queen. She has found us. And in the sky above them, a massive alien warship descended, dark and silent, blocking the sun. The desert shook under the weight of the descending alien warship. Sand flew in all directions as the massive shadow swallowed the scrapyard. Ethan and Lyra stood frozen inside the workshop, staring at the sky-crackling monster above them. Lyra's new metal legs trembled. Not because they were unstable, because she knew exactly whose ship that was. It's her, she whispered. The royal queen. Ethan glanced at her. The same queen who wants you dead? Lyra swallowed hard. No, worse. The queen who owns everything. Even life. The ship lowered slowly. Its engines humming like a storm preparing to break the world. The drone's Arivia. Sharp metallic scream filled the air as dozens of small drones broke away from the huge vessel and spread across the desert. They scanned every rock, every metal piece, every abandoned engine. One drone hovered right outside the workshop window, its red eye glowing like a burning coal. Lyra grabbed Ethan's arm. Don't move. They can read energy signatures. If I panic, they detect it. Ethan whispered. Can they see us? Yes, she said. But they don't attack without direct orders. They are waiting for someone. Ethan narrowed his eyes. Waiting for who? Lyra's voice shook. For the queen herself. The royal deism Isesel inside the warship. The queen stood tall on a glowing platform. Her armor shimmered with deep blue light, her crown lined with living crystals. Her eyes were sharp, cold, unblinking. A royal soldier bowed. Your Majesty, the Lost Heir's core signal is confirmed. She is on this human planet. The queen's expression didn't change. Another soldier said, should we eliminate the human who interfered? The queen raised her hand sharply. No, she said. Her voice was calm but dangerous. Bring them both alive. The soldiers exchanged confused looks. The queen noticed. She stepped closer, her expression turning harder. A human rebuilt royal limbs, she said. I want to see the creature who dared touch what belongs to me. The workshop TRE is back on the ground. The workshop door shook violently as two large shadows landed outside. Not drone soldiers. Each one almost 9 feet tall, armored, armed and glowing with the same blue energy as the queen. Lyra backed away. They're here for me. Ethan stepped forward without thinking. Then they'll have to go through me. Lyra stared at him in disbelief. You're human. You can't fight royal soldiers. Ethan grabbed a metal bar and held it like a baseball bat. Maybe not. But I can slow them down. Lyra felt panic rising. She grabbed his wrist. No, If they kill you, I'll never forgive myself. Ethan looked at her calmly. I thought you said humans were weak and simple. Lyra shook her head, voice breaking. I was wrong. The doors burst open. The Royal SOLDRS-2 towering soldiers stepped inside, their faces hidden behind glowing masks. Blue mist curled around their armor. They scanned the room and pointed at Lyra. Target located. One said. Lyra froze. Ethan stepped in front of her, raising the metal bar. Back off. The soldiers paused, not because of the weapon, but because he dared to stand between them and royalty. One soldier tilted his head. Human, this is not your concern. It is now, Ethan said. The soldier reached forward, ready to shove him aside. Ethan swung the bar with all his strength, hitting the soldier's helmet. The strike echoed like metal hitting a wall. The soldier didn't move, not even an inch. He looked at Ethan slowly. Interesting. Lyra screamed, Ethan. Run! But Ethan didn't run. He swung again, this time at the joint in the soldier's arm. Sparks flew. The soldier stepped back in surprise. He wasn't human weak. He wasn't alien strong. He was something they didn't understand. A human who refused to step aside. The Queen to sense a deep vibration spread across the yard. The soldiers suddenly turned, kneeling. Lyra's breath caught. She's here. A tall figure walked through the destroyed doorway. Her armor glowed brighter than the sun. Her eyes were like frozen stars. Her crown shimmered with living light. The alien queen. Everyone bowed except Ethan. He stood firm, metal bar still in hand. The queen studied him with unsettling calm. So, she said softly, you are the human who repaired my heir. Lyra stepped forward. Your Majesty. The queen lifted a hand. Silencing her, she continued staring at Ethan. No alien mechanic could rebuild royal limbs. No healer, no scientist, no royal engineer. Yet you, a simple human, accomplished it. Her voice dropped lower. That makes you dangerous. Ethan tightened his grip on the bar. If you want Lyra, you'll go through me. The queen's lips curved. Not into anger, but into interest. A human who defies a throne, she said. How rare. She stepped closer, her eyes never leaving Ethan. I came here to claim my heir, she said. But now, I am curious about you. Lyra felt her heart stop. The hunt had changed. The queen wasn't here to destroy the human. The queen's presence filled the entire workshop like a crushing weight. Even the air felt heavy. Lyra stood behind Ethan, her new metal leg shaking, not from weakness, but from fear. Ethan didn't move. He didn't bow. He didn't lower his eyes. He stood tall, one human against an entire alien empire. The queen raised a hand, inspecting him like a scientist studying an unknown creature. You rebuilt what we considered impossible, she said. Our royal limbs cannot be repaired. Yet she stands. She turned her cold gaze toward Lyra. Walk, the queen commanded. Lyra froze. Her throat tightened. Her fear rose like a wave. My queen, Walk, the queen repeated, her tone sharper. Ethan looked at Lyra gently. You can do it. Her breath trembled. Her metallic feet pressed against the floor. Slowly, painfully, she took one step. Then another. She moved forward with fear in every motion. Yet the legs worked. The queen's eyes widened. For the first time, her emotions shifted surprise. Then her voice dropped low. Impossible. The truth behind the edge. The queen walked around Lyra, examining the metal limbs. The joints, the bolts, the welding lines. She touched nothing, but studied everything. These are not royal tech, she said. They aren't supposed to be, Ethan replied. The queen faced him. You mixed broken machines with alien scrap from her pod. And some spare parts from a farming bot, Ethan added. The queen almost looked offended. You repaired a royal heir's limbs using trash? Ethan crossed his arms. Trash can be useful if you know what to do with it. The Queen stared at him. Then did something no soldier expected. She laughed. A quiet, cold, dangerous laugh. Human, she said. You do not understand what you have done. Lyra grabbed Ethan's arm. Please don't anger her. But the Queen raised one hand. No, this human interests me. The soldiers test the HFY. One soldier stepped forward. Your Majesty, allow me to test him. He struck me earlier with full force. I want to see what else he dares. The Queen nodded. Very well. One strike. The soldier moved too fast for a human. He threw a punch toward Ethan's chest. Lyra screamed. Ethan raised his arms, braced himself, slam. Ethan was thrown across the workshop, crashing into a metal table. Tools clattered everywhere. Lyra ran toward him, falling to her knees beside him. Ethan! Ethan! She cried, shaking. Ethan coughed, groaned, and slowly sat up. I'm okay. The soldier's glowing mask turned slightly. He survived. Interesting indeed. The Queen stepped closer to Ethan. Her shadow covered him. You faced a royal soldier with simple human bones, she said. You should be dead. Ethan wiped blood from his lip. Sorry, I'm harder to break. The Queen's lips curved again. Not anger. Something else. Interested that the drone returns. A sudden beep echoed outside. The same drone that had sent Lyra's signal earlier returned, but this time its red eye flickered like a malfunctioning light. Lyra gasped. Ethan, it's about to send another signal. He grabbed a welding torch. Not on my watch. He ran outside before anyone could stop him. The drone reacted instantly, firing a blue beam, but Ethan rolled behind a scrap engine and popped up with the torch blazing. The welding flame cut straight into the drone's optic, frying its circuits. It exploded into a shower of sparks. Lyra stood frozen in the doorway. He didn't even hesitate. He protected her again. The Queen watched silently. The Queen's first CH-ANG. The Queen stepped outside, boots pressing firmly into the sand. She looked at the broken drone, then at Ethan holding the torch like a weapon. In her cold voice, she said, You destroyed a royal drone with a primitive tool. Ethan shrugged. It attacked me first. The Queen turned toward her soldiers. Tell the fleet. Cease scanning. I want no more drones near the human. The soldiers stared at her, confused. One spoke softly. Your Majesty. You protect the human? The Queen's eyes turned sharp. Is that a problem? No, Your Majesty, the soldier said quickly. Lyra watched in disbelief. The Queen wasn't angry at Ethan. She was fascinated. Lyra walks to chase him. Ethan dropped the torch, breathing heavily. His ribs hurt, but he didn't show it. Lyra walked toward him, this time without fear, without doubt. Her legs moved stronger than ever. She reached him and softly held his arm. You didn't have to fight for me, she whispered. Ethan smiled. I know. Lyra looked up at him with eyes full of gratitude. And something deeper. Behind them, the Queen watched closely. A human protecting an alien heir. An heir trusting a human. And a Queen seeing something she had never seen before. The desert wind blew cold. The Queen whispered to herself, Humans. You are not weak. You are dangerous. But there was no hatred in her tone, only interest. And growing curiosity, the Queen stepped closer. Human, she said softly. I want to understand you. Lyra's heart dropped. This was the moment everything changed. Ethan had not only repaired Lyra, he had captured the attention of a queen. The desert was quiet again. But it was not a peaceful quiet. It was the silence of a world holding its breath. The Queen stood in the open yard, her armored boots standing firm in the sand like she owned the planet. Her warship hovered above, huge and silent, blocking the sun. Royal soldiers spread out around the scrapyard, forming a circle of glowing blue armor. Ethan stood in the middle of all of it, breathing slowly, his ribs hurting from the soldier's earlier punch. Lyra stayed close to him, her metal legs clicking softly on the ground. The Queen watched them both, studying them with those cold, sharp, crystal blue eyes. Then she spoke. "Human," she said, "step forward." Ethan didn't move. "Why?" The Queen raised an eyebrow, almost amused. "Because I command it." Ethan crossed his arms. "Then I'm staying right here." Lyra's eyes widened. "Ethan, please." But the Queen held up a hand. "No, let him speak." Her voice was calm. Too calm. She walked closer until she stood only a few feet away from Ethan. Her armor radiated heat and energy. She was nearly a head taller than him, powerful and imposing. "You defy a queen," she said. "Do you understand what that means?" "Yes," Ethan replied. "It means nothing to me." The soldiers gasped softly. The Queen did not. Instead, she smiled a slow, dangerous smile. "The Queen questions the HFY, and the Queen circled Ethan like a predator examining prey. "You rebuilt royal limbs," she said. "No alien could do that." "I didn't rebuild them," Ethan said. "I built something new." The Queen stopped walking. "That is even more impossible." Ethan shrugged. "Not if you try." Lyra squeezed his hand nervously, whispering, "Please stop antagonizing her." But the Queen raised a hand again. "I am not offended. I am curious." Her gaze hardened as she turned to Lyra. "You," she said softly, "were thrown away. Born weak, considered useless." Lyra's voice trembled. "Yes, my Queen. Yet you stand before me walking because a human gave you strength." Lyra lowered her head. "Because he believed in me." The Queen's jaw tightened slightly. That answer hit somewhere deep, somewhere she did not want to admit existed. Soldiers attempt to take HFY. The Queen looked at her soldiers. "Prepare the air for transport." 2 soldiers moved toward Lyra immediately. Ethan stepped between them without a second thought. "Back away." The soldiers stopped, not because of Ethan, but because the Queen raised her hand again. "Not yet." The soldiers froze. The Queen stepped closer to Lyra. Lyra." "Explain." Lyra swallowed hard. "My Queen? Explain why you trust this human so much." Lyra looked at Ethan, not with fear, but with warmth. "Because he saved me. Because he didn't see me as useless. Because he gave me legs when my own people didn't want me to live." Ethan felt his heart tighten. The Queen stared at Lyra for a long moment. Her face was unreadable. Then she turned to Ethan. "The Queen tests him. Human," she said. "If you truly care for her, then prove it." Ethan frowned. "How?" The Queen snapped her fingers. Another soldier stepped forward and placed a glowing cube in the sand. Inside the cube, a small blue spark pulsed like a heartbeat. Lyra gasped. "That is my core." Ethan looked at her. "Your what?" "My real leg power. My life energy. If you touch it incorrectly, it will explode." Ethan sighed. "Great." The Queen spoke firmly. "A royal core can only be handled by someone with perfect control. Or perfect intent." She pointed at the cube. "Open it." Lyra panicked. "No. If you make one mistake, you will die." Ethan took a breath. "Then I better not make a mistake." He kneeled beside the cube. The Queen watched closely. Soldiers readied their weapons. Lyra held her breath. Ethan touched the top of the cube, slowly sliding the panel open. Blue energy wrapped around his fingers like electricity, but he didn't stop. He whispered, "Easy. I'm not here to hurt you." The cube responded. The energy softened. The Queen stepped closer, eyes widening slightly. "It listens to him?" Ethan lifted the core gently. No explosion. No shock. He held Lyra's life in his hands, and she watched him with tears forming. "Here," Ethan said softly, placing the core into Lyra's hands. "It's yours." Lyra's voice broke. "Ethan, how did you do that?" He smiled. "I don't know. I just cared." The Queen stared at him longer this time. Much longer. The Queen's decision a moment passed that felt heavy like fate. Finally the Queen spoke. "Human Ethan Cole. From this moment, you belong under my protection." Lyra gasped. Ethan blinked. "You're what?" The Queen stepped closer until her face was inches from his. "I do not protect humans. I do not trust humans. Yet I find myself doing both." She touched his chin lightly, studying him like a piece of rare tech. "You interest me, human," she whispered. "And I do not let interesting things go." Lyra's heart pounded. Ethan had not only saved Lyra, he had caught the attention of the most powerful woman in the galaxy. And the soldiers knew it. The Queen's eyes shone. "Dangerously. Prepare the ship," she ordered. "The human comes with us." Lyra held Ethan's arm tightly. This wasn't rescue anymore. This was something far more complicated. Far more dangerous. Far more powerful. The Queen wasn't taking him as a prisoner. She was taking him as someone she wanted close. The Queen's ship hummed above the scrapyard like a silent giant watching the world. Inside the workshop, Ethan stood between two soldiers, not in chains. Not as a prisoner, but because the Queen wanted him guarded. Like something rare, Lyra stayed close to him, gripping his sleeve with trembling fingers. Her metal legs clicked softly as she moved. She looked terrified, but also hopeful. Being near Ethan made her feel safe. Being near the Queen made her feel small. The Queen paced slowly, her armor glowing like a living star, her voice calm but sharp. "Human," she said. "You should know the truth before you step onto my ship." Ethan crossed his arms. "Then say it." The Queen's eyes fell on Lyra. "She is not an ordinary alien child," the Queen said. "She is a royal heir, a daughter of the throne. Born weak." Lyra lowered her head, ashamed. The Queen continued, "In our empire, weakness is not allowed. A child who cannot walk, fight, or show strength is removed." Ethan clenched his jaw. "Removed? You mean—" "Yes," the Queen said calmly. "Destroyed, discarded, forgotten." Lyra's voice cracked. "I was thrown away by my own people." Ethan felt something inside him twist painfully. The image of her shaking in the escape pod returned to his mind. A kid thrown away like broken trash. He stepped forward angrily. What kind of empire kills its children? A soldier growled and stepped toward him, but the Queen raised a hand. "Stop." Her eyes locked onto Ethan's. "You speak boldly for a human. And you speak like someone who never cared." Ethan shot back. The soldiers gasped, but the Queen didn't get angry. Her expression softened. Just a little. A fracture in her icy authority. "Perhaps," she said quietly. "That is why she lived." Why Lyra Emiteris Lyra swallowed hard. "My Queen." "Tell him the rest." The Queen nodded slowly. "Lyra was born with a rare core energy," she said. "A gift that only appears once every 1,000 years. A power that could one day decide the fate of the Empire." Ethan frowned. "Power? What kind of power?" The Queen held up her hand. Blue energy flared from her palm, sharp, controlled, deadly. "Our people fight with cores. But Lyra's core can do something no one else can." Lyra whispered, "I can merge my core with another being." Ethan blinked. "Merge?" "Yes," Lyra said softly. "If my core connects with someone, it boosts their strength, their intelligence, their life force. It makes us one." Ethan stared. "So, you're dangerous?" Lyra shook her head. "No, I'm valuable. Too valuable." The Queen nodded. Other royal houses would kill to possess her core. And they would kill anyone connected to her. Ethan realized the truth. The warship wasn't the danger. Lyra's existence was, he whispered. So when I repaired her legs, I reactivated the power inside her? Yes, the Queen said. And the moment her core pulsed again, every royal scanner in the galaxy detected it. Ethan rubbed his forehead. And now everyone is coming here. Yes, the Queen said. And not all of them want her alive. Lyra trembled, grabbing Ethan's arm. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring danger to your planet. Ethan placed a hand on her shoulder. None of this is your fault. Lyra's eyes filled with tears. But you are in danger because of me. He shook his head firm. I don't care. I promise to help you. The Queen watched that moment, Lyra's fear. Ethan's courage and something inside her shifted again. The Queen's real Inuin. The Queen stepped closer. Armor glowing softly. Human, she said. There is something more you must understand. Ethan looked at her. What now? The Queen stopped right in front of him. Her presence was overwhelming, her gaze burning through him. You rebuilt the air. You handled the core. You faced royal soldiers without fear. You stood between me and my heir. Ethan didn't step back. Queen's voice lowered. No human has ever done any of these things. None. She lifted her hand slowly almost, gently, and touched Ethan's chin, tilting his face up to hers. Lyra's breath caught. The soldiers froze. The Queen whispered, You have awakened something rare in my empire. Ethan frowned. Which is? The Queen leaned closer, her voice a dangerous whisper. Possibility. Ethan blinked, confused. What does that mean? It means, the Queen said, I may need you more than you realize. Lyra stepped back in shock. The Queen turned to her. You are the heir, the Queen said, but he is the key. Lyra's heart twisted. Key? To what? The Queen's armor glowed brighter. To saving the crown. To controlling the other royal houses. To protecting our empire from the threat coming. Ethan's muscles tensed. What threat? The Queen looked toward the sky. A second warship, larger and darker, appeared in the clouds. The Queen spoke one chilling sentence. The enemy fleet. They are coming for you, for her, and for the human who changed royal destiny. Lyra grabbed Ethan's hand. The Queen raised her chin, eyes blazing. Prepare yourselves. This is no longer just rescue. She stepped forward, voice echoing with deadly power. This is war. The sky split open. Not once, but twice. The Queen's warship hovered above the scrapyard like a silent guardian. But now another ship, darker and covered in red symbols, emerged from the clouds. It was huge, sharp-edged, shaped like a hunting beast. The air vibrated with its energy. Even the sand on the ground rose in tiny waves. Lyra clung to Ethan's arm. Her metal legs trembled, reacting to the pressure in the air. That ship, she whispered, voice shaking. It belongs to the Crimson Dominion. Ethan frowned. Are they friendly? Lyra's voice cracked. No, they kill anyone who carries rare cores. They kill anyone connected to someone like me. The Queen stepped forward, her cape blowing behind her like a shadow of power. Prepare for attack positions, she commanded her soldiers. But her eyes stayed locked on Ethan. The enemy's message, a red beam shot down from the Dominion ship, forming a hologram in the air. A tall alien general appeared, armor dripping in red light, eyes glowing like embers. His voice thundered. Queen Seraph, step aside. The air belongs to us. Lyra gasped and grabbed Ethan tighter. The Queen didn't blink. She belongs to no one. And the human, the general continued, hand him over. He fixed the air's core. That knowledge is dangerous. The Dominion demands him. Ethan muttered, "Yeah, that sounds friendly." The general's voice sharpened. "Give us the human, or watch your fleet burn." Lyra's fear exploded. She moved in front of Ethan instinctively. "No, you can't take him." The general smirked. "He is nothing, girl. Only his human body." The Queen's expression changed. Just slightly. Just enough to show she didn't like someone calling Ethan nothing. She raised her hand, and her voice echoed like thunder. "Come and take him, if you dare." The hologram flickered out. The Dominion ship began charging weapons. "Ethan makes a stand." Ethan turned to Lyra. "We need to get you to safety." Lyra shook her head violently. "No, Ethan. They want you more." He knelt down, placing his hands on her metal legs. "You can run now. You can live. Please just go somewhere safe." Lyra's eyes filled with tears. "I won't leave you. You're the first person who cared. You're the first person who didn't look at me like I was broken." He touched her cheek. "You're not broken. Not even close." She leaned into his hand, trembling. The Queen watched the scene silently, studying the way they protected each other. A strange, unfamiliar heat grew in her chest. The first strike, a beam of red energy shot down from the Dominion ship, hitting the sand nearby. The explosion shook the entire scrapyard. Metal parts flew everywhere. The Queen raised a glowing shield around Ethan and Lyra with a swift motion. Blue energy wrapped around them like an invisible wall. "For a human," she said quietly, "you bring too much trouble." Ethan wiped dust off his face. "Not my fault everyone in space wants to kidnap me." Lyra held his arm. "It is my fault." The Queen looked at Lyra. "No, it is not. He fixed you. He awakened your core. That made him part of royal destiny." Ethan blinked. "What does that mean?" Another explosion hit the ground. The Queen stepped in front of them, both shields shimmering. "It means," she said, "I need you alive." The Queen's offer. The Queen turned toward Ethan fully now. Her soldiers watched in silence. Lyra held her breath. "Ethan Cole," she said, "I offer you protection." "Protection?" Ethan frowned. "What kind?" The Queen stepped closer, close enough that he could feel the heat of her armor, close enough that Lyra's breath caught in jealousy and confusion. "I want you on my ship," the Queen said. "By my side," Ethan blinked. "Why?" "I'm just a mechanic." "You rebuilt a royal heir," she said. "You handled a core without exploding. You fight without fear. You stand between armies." Her eyes glowed softly. "And you defy me." "No one defies a queen." Lyra stepped back, feeling something break inside her. The Queen extended her hand toward Ethan. "Come with me. Become my royal engineer." Ethan looked stunned. "I'm what?" The Queen leaned even closer, her voice low. "You interest me, human. And I do not let interesting things go." The wind stopped. The world fell silent. Lyra whispered, "Ethan, don't leave me." The Queen's eyes flicked to Lyra, then back to the human. "You won't lose him," the Queen said. "Heir Lyra will be under my protection as well. You both come with me." Lyra gasped. You want us both?" "Yes," the Queen said. "Your bond is strong. And right now, I need strong bonds." Ethan's heart pounded. "Why?" The Queen looked to the sky. The Dominion ship powered up for a full attack. Her voice dropped low, full of deadly calm. "Because a war is coming. And I want the human who changed fate at my side." The final hook. The Queen grabbed Ethan's wrist, gently, but with authority. Lyra grabbed his other hand, trembling. Above them, the Dominion ship unleashed its full power, turning the sky blood red. The Queen whispered, "Ethan Cole, choose now. Stay here and die as a human, or rise with me as something more." Lyra held her breath. The war began, and the human who built legs for an alien girl was now being asked to stand beside a queen.